In 56 years of World Cup, one rule had never been broken. Get sent off, miss the next game. No appeal, no exceptions. 12 players were already sent home to their sofas at this tournament following that exact rule. Then came the phone calls from the White House, and suddenly, for the first time in history, the law of physics bent for exactly one man. Here's what you need to know. Folarin Balogun is the United States' most dangerous weapon at this tournament. 3 goals in 3 starts, a goal contribution in every single World Cup match he's played. In the round of 32 against Bosnia, he scored and then received a straight red card for a boot raking down a defender's ankle. Harsh? Genuinely debatable. But under Article 10.5 of FIFA's own World Cup regulations, an automatic one-match ban kicks in. No route to appeal. FIFA officials confirmed it immediately after the game. Balogun would miss the round of 16 against Belgium. All 12 players sent off before him had served that ban without question. And then the White House picked up the phone. According to reporting from The Guardian, Politico, and CBS, the U.S. machine moved fast. The White House's own World Cup Task Force executive director alerted President Trump almost immediately. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick entered the conversation. U.S. soccer officials mobilized. And then Trump himself made 3 separate calls to FIFA before phoning President Gianni Infantino directly on the Thursday to ask him to review the sending off personally. Infantino reportedly listened, made no promises, said the disciplinary committee would look into it. Think about that image, the sitting president of the host nation personally calling the head of world football, lobbying for one player's suspension to disappear. Then, on Sunday, FIFA's disciplinary committee announced Balogun's ban was suspended for a year. He was free to play. Trump went straight to social media to thank FIFA for reversing what he called a great injustice. How did FIFA actually do this? They reached for Article 27 of the Disciplinary Code, a broad, vague provision that allows the committee to fully or partially suspend a punishment. Balogun is now on 1-year probation. The red card stays on his record technically, another similar offense, and the ban returns. But for the match that mattered, he played. Here's the part that should make your jaw drop. Article 27 had never once been used at a World Cup, not in 56 years, not since red and yellow cards were introduced to the tournament in 1970. The only remotely comparable case was Brazil's Garrincha in 1962, when there was no automatic ban at all, and even that decision came wrapped in allegations of political interference. For Balogun in 2026, FIFA published no report, no explanation, just a decision, pointed journalists toward a Ronaldo qualifying case that doesn't even apply, and moved on. A vacuum. And a vacuum is exactly where suspicion grows. Belgium were, in their own words, astonished. Their federation fired a statement citing the exact automatic suspension rule FIFA just overrode. They referenced the circular sent to every nation in May, clarifying these bans cannot be dodged. They announced they were exploring all options. Belgium coach Rudi Garcia called it April Fool's Day on July 5th. Wayne Rooney called it a disgrace and said Infantino should be ashamed. Micah Richards said it made a mockery of the entire tournament. Gary Neville? 2 words, it stinks. And England manager Thomas Tuchel, whose own defender Jarell Quansah received a red card against Mexico and now will miss England's quarterfinal, asked the question FIFA cannot answer. Where does this start and where does it end? Because if one phone call can erase Balogun's ban, why not Quansah's? Why not anyone's? Here's the pitch report verdict. This is the most damaging thing to happen to FIFA's credibility in years, and the damage is permanent. The narrow argument for Balogun has merit. The red card was harsh. Half an hour a man down in a World Cup knockout was punishment enough.
If FIFA had a transparent, published appeals process available to every nation, we'd be having a completely different conversation. But that is not what happened. What happened was presidential phone calls, a never-before-used clause, a closed committee with no published reasoning, and a result that benefited the host nation's most important player. FIFA's own statutes prohibit political interference in football. Their ethics committee had already been asked to investigate Infantino's relationship with Trump. These two men are scheduled to jointly hand over the World Cup trophy together on July 19th. You don't need a conspiracy theory, you just need eyes. From this moment forward, every controversial red card in this tournament carries an asterisk-shaped question. Would this ban have stood if someone made the right phone call? The rules didn't change on Sunday, they just stopped applying to everyone equally. And that's the crack running straight through the heart of what makes sport mean anything. One red card, 3 presidential phone calls, a rule that had held for 56 years, gone in a weekend. So here's your question. If your nation's star player got sent off tomorrow, who would you put on speed dial? Drop your answer in the comments. Subscribe to Pitch Report FC 2.0, because this battle between Belgium, UEFA, and FIFA is only just beginning.